The deep space listening array above Kepri Station was never meant to detect fear. Yet fear spread through the command deck the moment the signal was confirmed. At first it appeared as nothing more than background noise, a distorted transmission, buried beneath cosmic radiation and solar interference. Technicians flagged it for review, assuming it was another derelict beacon, or the dying whisper of an ancient probe. Then the pattern repeated, consistent, structured, deliberate. Commander Valor stood silently as the data streamed across the central display, his four eyes narrowing in disbelief. The signal was not random. It carried layered encryption, harmonic modulation, and a pulse rhythm, unmistakably designed by intelligent hands. More disturbing was its origin, emerging from beyond the Perseus Drift, a region officially marked as uninhabitable and tactically irrelevant. Analysts ran cross-references against known species, empires, and extinct civilizations, yet the results returned empty. No known galactic power used that frequency range. No historical archive contained anything remotely similar. Then the translation engine caught something impossible. The base mathematical constants were human. The room went silent as the words appeared in translated form. Unidentified vessels. This is a human warship operating under sovereign authority. Approach with caution. Several officers recoiled in instinctive alarm. Humans were not supposed to be here. Humanity was a fractured species confined to a small spiral arm. Technologically inferior, politically unstable, and strategically irrelevant. Or so, the galactic consensus claimed. Yet, the signal continued, layered with threat assessment codes and active weapon telemetry. It was not a greeting, it was a warning. Sensor officers reported a sudden distortion in local space. Something massive was transitioning from faster-than-light travel, not through standard corridors, but by brute force manipulation of space-time itself. That alone shattered centuries of established physics. The object emerged slowly, deliberately, as though announcing its presence, a warship of unfamiliar design, angular, dark, and bristling with weapon mounts that defied known classification systems. Its hull was scarred, not damaged, but worn. Like a blade sharpened through countless battles. Energy readings spiked across every spectrum. The ship was armed, heavily, absurdly so. Weapon systems were hot. Shields were layered in overlapping fields, and automated defense drones deployed in silent formation. Commander Vela felt something unfamiliar tighten in his chest. This was not the fragile humanity described in diplomatic briefings. This was something else entirely. The signal repeated. One final time. Louder now. Clearer. Identify your intent. Human patience is limited. And in that moment, the galaxy realized it had been dangerously wrong about humanity. Asterisk panic did not erupt on Kepri Station, but it simmered beneath every controlled movement and measured breath. Command staff scrambled to verify what their instruments were telling them, hoping desperately that some catastrophic error had occurred. There was none. The unidentified warship remained motionless, as if waiting, its presence dominating the sensor grid like a celestial predator. Every attempt to scan its internal structure was met with aggressive countermeasures. The ship did not merely block scans. It punished them, burning out probes and scrambling algorithms with surgical precision. Linguistics officers worked frantically to decode secondary channels within the signal. What they found only deepened the unease. The transmission included battlefield shorthand, tactical contingencies, and threat response matrices that assumed hostile engagement as the default outcome. This was not a diplomatic envoy. This was a frontline combat vessel. Historical analysts began digging into restricted archives, pulling forgotten data and sealed reports from humanity's early interstellar age. Most of it had been dismissed as exaggeration or myth. Stories of human adaptability, resilience, and unorthodox warfare. No one had taken those accounts seriously. One declassified report described humans as a species that treats survival as an art form. Another warned that human military doctrine prioritized victory over honor, efficiency over elegance, and survival over ideology. At the time, those traits had been considered weaknesses. Now they looked like advantages. Commander Vaylor authorized a cautious response, broadcasting neutral intent and requesting identification. The reply came instantly. This is the HWS Indomitable Resolve, classified dread carrier, armed and autonomous, operating under emergency human defense protocols. The words emergency defense sent a chill through the chamber. Emergency against what? Or whom? The human vessel transmitted a data packet without being asked. It contained star maps, battle footage, and casualty estimates from conflicts unknown to the Galactic Council. Entire regions of space burned, civilizations erased, and horrors that even the most hardened officers struggled to comprehend. These are the things we are running from, the human signal concluded, and the things we will destroy if they follow. The implication was terrifying. Humanity had not come seeking conquest. They had come as refugees armed to the teeth, prepared to fight the universe itself if necessary. As the footage played, one truth became undeniable. Humans had not survived by being the strongest species. They had survived by refusing to give up, adapting faster than their enemies, and wielding war as a tool rather than a tragedy. The galaxy had underestimated them, and now a human warship stood at its doorstep, fully armed, fully aware, and fully prepared. The indomitable resolve did not posture, it did not threaten. It simply existed, radiating controlled violence. Every system aboard Capri Station reported increasing power fluctuations as the human ship recalibrated its weapons. It was not locking targets, it was calculating probabilities. A junior officer whispered what many were thinking: if they fire, we will not survive. Commander Vela knew the statement was accurate. The station's defenses were ceremonial compared to what the human warship carried. Gravitic cannons capable of collapsing shield matrices, kinetic lances that ignored energy barriers, and autonomous strike craft designed for swarm annihilation. Yet the humans did not attack. Instead, they waited. Another transmission arrived, this one carrying emotional undertones that translators struggled to interpret. "We are tired," the human voice said, calm yet heavy. "Tired of running, tired of losing worlds, tired of being underestimated." The admission was more unsettling than any threat. It revealed vulnerability, but also resolve forged through suffering. The human commander explained that their species had encountered something beyond the galaxy's edge. An enemy that consumed stars, twisted physics, and learned from every defeat. Humanity had fought alone, adapting, innovating, surviving where others would have collapsed. "We did not come to conquer," the voice continued. "We came to warn you, and to ask one question." The question followed after a long pause. "Will you stand with us, or stand in our way?" The command deck was paralyzed. To stand with humans meant inviting a war beyond comprehension. To stand against them meant immediate annihilation. Vela realized then that humanity's greatest weapon was not its technology. It was its clarity. Humans did not hide behind diplomacy when survival was at stake. As discussions erupted among the council channels, the human warship powered down a fraction of its weapons, a deliberate show of restraint. They were offering trust, limited, conditional, but genuine. The galaxy had always believed humans were reckless. Now it became clear they were precise. They chose war only when every other option failed, and they were very good at it. The Galactic Council took 12 standard hours to respond. For humans, that was an eternity. For the rest of the galaxy, it was the fastest decision ever recorded. An alliance was proposed. Temporary, defensive, and heavily monitored. The humans accepted without hesitation. "We do not need your trust." They transmitted only your honesty. The indomitable resolve moved into a defensive position, deploying sensor nets that expanded across light years in minutes. Technology previously thought impossible unfolded with brutal efficiency. Human engineers did not seek elegance. They sought results. As shared data poured in, the scale of the approaching threat became undeniable. What the humans were running from was already on the move, and it had noticed the galaxy. Human advisors integrated seamlessly into allied command structures. They spoke plainly, planned ruthlessly, and accepted losses without illusion. Their strategies prioritized survival over pride, adaptability over tradition. Some species found this disturbing, others found it reassuring. One human officer summarized their philosophy simply: "We fight so someone gets to live tomorrow." As preparations intensified, the indomitable resolve transmitted a final internal message to allied forces. "We will not abandon you," it said. "But understand this. If the choice becomes extinction or victory, we choose victory, every time." No one doubted them. When the enemy finally emerged, it did so in silence. Space bent, stars dimmed, and reality screamed under impossible pressure. The galaxy froze in terror. Human ships moved first, not in panic, but in practiced coordination. They had fought this before. Weapons that defied known science tore into the darkness, forcing it to react, to adapt, to bleed. Humanity did not seek to overpower the enemy.